All right. So you see there. Well, actually, did anybody have a good? Anybody do anything exciting over break?
What's the essay?
What essay?
The Easter Frankie Lang.
I saw that thing at 2 a.m. I'm so done. I'm so done.
Is that your last assignment for?
No. No, we have a test on the last day of school. We have a test!
What?
Okay.
What?
Wait,
What possibly could we have a test on? We're supposed to write a 3,000 essay on one word. Wait, no, we do that.
3-paragraph essay on one word?
No, yeah. 3,000 words. Yeah.
That doesn't sound that hard.
She made the due time 11:55.
That was so. Yeah, I thought it was 11:59, so I submitted it 2 minutes late.
She's like the Joker.
Yes.
Well, I submitted it wrong.
Great.
So.
Whatever.
And it's not even a good essay.
If I ever get Tim Shilligan, I might actually throw some more trust in actual. I'm not gonna.
Okay, well, similarly to Miss Morgan's class, you also have one final assignment for me. I want you guys to do well on this. All right, I'm going to give you plenty of time to get ready for this. All right, as I said before, I think that this is the strongest presenting group. I've got an AI generated picture of people doing the assignment. Does anybody know who John
Brown?
Who's John Brown? Anybody know who this is?
At Harper Ferry, that was.
He's like an anti-slave activist who kills a bunch of people. One of you guys will get that chapter. He is important in the lead up to the Civil War. He's from his family are like his ancestors are originally Puritans. So, and then he grows up in Ohio. When Kansas is sort of founded as like this newfound territory, him and his sons go out there to basically kill slavers. So I drew a depiction of how someone from your generation might speak on him. All right. So anyway, so look, we've got four little sections before the Civil War. I want to give each one of those chapters to 4 groups in this class, okay? Because they're shorter, and then when we come back from break, we can get into the Civil War. We will also watch Lincoln, the Spielberg film, in the last 2 days of class or so. So anyway, you are divided into should be 4 groups. Each of you will teach one assigned chapter from American Yop. I want you to become chapter experts. Read and analyze the chapter, identify the major themes and historical significance, review the chapter's primary source content, right? Every chapter has the primary sources linked at the bottom. So pull out maybe a couple of those if you want and talk about it. Create a 10 to 15 minute presentation. I'm flexible on that. Some of the sections are shorter. Okay. Look. Then as a group, you turn in a summary. It says 1 page. It can be maybe longer if you have to. So turn in a summary. Everybody should turn in the same thing from your group, but I want everybody to have that turned in on the Gap. And as part of this, create a little assessment to give to the class. Like a Kahoot or a open-ended question. I don't know, something on the board. Be creative. Look, I've never done a Kahoot in this class. Maybe this is your chance to promote Kahoot to me. I mean, you probably won't convince me. No matter how good of a job you do with it, I'm not a Kahoot guy. I've never done games in my class. There's maybe thousands of Thai students who resent me for this. They're always wanting Kahoots. I don't know. I probably interacted with at least 800 or something. Okay. Thai classrooms are bigger than these in America. All right. Here are the 4 chapters. This is a great opportunity to do the spinning wheel.
Okay, are you picking?
No, you pick the groups and then we do the spinning wheel. 1 through 4. Like you pick first.
Wait, how many people are in 4 groups?
Figure it out. 3 to 4, I think. I think each group's going to be about 3 to 4.
2 groups of 4, 2 groups.
Yeah. Okay. You've got first chapter is religion and reform. That's going to talk about. We've touched on a lot of this stuff actually, like before we came into break. We talked about this Cotton Revolution a little bit. Religion and reform. This is gonna be a great awakening kind of chapter. Manifest destiny. This idea of going west. And then sectional crisis. That's where John Brown will be. Okay. Also, Frederick Douglass will also be included in that chapter. So, presentation requirements. Explain what the chapter covers. Give me a time frame of the time that you're talking about. Talk about the major developments, conflict, or transformation at the heart of each chapter. You can touch on economic trends, cultural or religious movements. Cultural or religious movements are going to be interesting. There is a abolitionist movement born out of born against political debates. You should understand what it means to sort of be a Presbyterian, to be a Catholic, to be some denomination, right? These are things that we don't really think about as much in the contemporary world, but they were very important to these people, especially to be Catholic, right? You have this arrival of all these new Catholics. I mean, there's a small contingent of Jews who are living during this time period. Definitely need to know about that. People like John Brown are descendant of Puritans. That's important to understanding John Brown. You need to know that Ohio is sort of this frontier area, right? Right, we have the Erie Canal that's sort of expanding out into the Midwest, and you have the development of these new cities. These are really the frontier. It's sort of past this section of history. It's post Civil War, but there's a great mini series on Netflix called Death by Lightning that's out right now. It's fantastic. I watched it over the break. It's about the election of 1880 and then an assassination of gosh, I'm drawing a blank on. I'm like thinking cartoon character. It's Garfield. President Garfield is assassinated. It's very fascinating. Really well done. It's got Michael Shannon in it and Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec is one of the main characters, if anybody watches that show. You need to talk about some of the political debates. Obviously, slavery is going to be the main political debate that's going on here, right? You have rich land-owning slaveholders, plantation owners in the South who are vehemently against it. The North is industrialized at this point. Or is becoming industrialized, and so their economy does not rely on slavery in the same way. You need to talk about shifts in national identity, what it means to be an American, who can be an American, can Catholics be Americans, are black Americans Americans? You know, these are debates that are going on. Indigenous considerations. Okay. And then I would like you to sort of tie this into the broader question of the coming Civil War, right? Every presentation should touch on sort of how this is significant to the coming crisis and Civil War that we have that's going to break out from 1861 to 1865. As always, I like maps. I like cartoons from the time period. I would like a timeline.
AI-generated images.
No, find real cartoons. Because there's cartoons from the time period, right? Yeah, propaganda is always good. There's always some truth in propaganda, or ineffective propaganda, right?
Yes.
I mean, when you hear somebody's opinion, there's probably and you're sort of considering it. You're really considering the distribution of truth and untruth from your perspective, right? And if there's no truth, then that person's kind of crazy or something, right? They're just sort of incoherent. But usually there's truth in opinions, and there's truth in propaganda.
What about racist propaganda? Don't answer that. I take it back.
I mean, even
Oh god.
there.
Ruby's trying to get him canceled.
I mean, if you look at anti-Catholic propaganda from this time period, it seems like there's some truth in that.
there
those
was, a lot of
those
corruption.
cities did become Boston is did become predominantly Irish Catholic, right? And this is where the founding of the country is by Protestants. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a complicated question. That's very complicated, but yeah, yeah, you should think about that, and talk about why the propaganda is effective. Yeah, I mean, propaganda caricatures groups of people sometimes. That's true, right? All right. Okay. I would like you to have. Okay, it says discussion questions here. I would rather have maybe more of an assessment here. Is fine. This is probably the simplest way to do the assessment is open-ended sort of discussion questions. That's the cheapest way to do this section. Do the Kahoots. You guys want to do the Kahoots, right? All right. Then you have the last section here, written or the written section. I said 1 page. If you need longer, go for it. Your title, your group members' names, some major takeaways, some key terms or vocabulary, right? And then a brief section talking about its historical significance. And then maybe a link to the assessment, right? A link to your Kahoot or a link to a document with your discussion question, whatever. I've got your grading rubric here. I want these to be 47s, 48s, 49s, 50s, right? Follow the rubric. You should be looking to just meet the criteria that's in the expert level of each section. I'm fairly confident in most of y'all's ability on the presentation quality. So you've got 4 sections: content, accuracy, and depth. Expert level understanding is going to show strong evidence, clear explanation of themes and significance. The themes and significance are clearly introduced in the introduction paragraph on each of these sections. Okay? Presentation quality. You guys are all great at presenting. Make them keep on doing what you've been doing. You guys always have strong visuals. You're engaging speakers. You speak with confidence. Even if you're not that confident, you're pretty good at hiding it for the most part. Everybody should participate. Pull your weight in your group. Write a decent handout that's well organized, accurate, and useful. I would like these to be uploaded to the Gap. So I'm going to upload them all to the Gap, right? So that everybody kind of has it for these chapters. Okay? I would like to have some strong questions. Look, your question about propaganda, that's a really strong question. And maybe there's some uncomfortable truth underneath it or something. But it certainly has me thinking. This is due December 15th. That works, right?
Yep.
I got to get your grades in by the 18th. So get this in. You're going to have the rest of the week to get this done. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about that? Any questions about this assignment? All right. Okay, let's get into groups. Get into groups of 3 or 4, and then we can do the wheel spinner for each chapter. Okay? You don't remember the wheel spinner?
No, I know.
Okay. Are you guys arranged in your heads yet, or do you need to have like a little conversation about that? Okay. Or do you want me to put you in groups myself?
Oh no, that's really
Okay.
Group legend.